Now, Dixons Carphone says the personal details of 10 million customers were hacked last year, far higher than the 1.2 million estimated at the start of last month. It first found unauthorised access to its systems in June, and a subsequent investigation has revealed it was worse than expected. This morning, the company reiterated that no bank details were taken, and so far there's no evidence of fraud. Curran is a professor of cyber security at Ulster University. Kevin, far worse than thought. What happened?
Well, all we know is that they were compromised. All we know, we're finding out now months later, 5.9 million data credit card records were in that breach, which is more serious than the usual data breach, where it's only usually maybe some personal data, which was also taken here, like names, addresses and email. But here we have 5.9 million payment card records which have been breached.
And yet the company is saying no bank details.
What they're saying is that they have no evidence of any fraudulent use of the information linked to those credit cards. But we do know the details of the credit cards have been leaked. And 100,000 of those credit cards would be the ones which do not have chip and pin protection. Again, so chip and pin protection is quite good, that you have to have your PIN when you're here in the UK and you put it into a bank machine. But in the US, for instance, credit cards do not have the chip inside them. So if you have the credit card details, you can actually conduct online transactions.
And I take it we're talking criminal gangs here.
It always is. I mean, there's a black market for any details, again, whether especially credit card information.
10 million people. How did the company not know at the time that it was this bad?
It does on average take 6 months for an organisation to discover a data breach. Again, so a lot of these, you can imagine hackers are quite good going in under the radar, exfiltrating the data, and it's not always discovered immediately. But we do know that Carphone warehouse, which merged with Dixons Carphone, was breached in 2015, and they were fined £400,000 by the Information Commissioner's Office because of the lax way that they'd stored records and passwords, so that they have previous history within this of not protecting our data very well. Now, we do not know if this is connected with the 2015 breach, but we do know that 5.9 million payment card details were released. What I would say...
So they've got form. Anyone in Northern Ireland affected?
I'm pretty sure there is. I mean, Carphone Warehouse now have about 700 shops. Again, they're closing about 1/7 of those this year. They're struggling. But again, they've been one of the major mobile phone sellers on the high street. What I would say, if you have not heard from Dixons Carphone by now, you're probably okay. But again, like a lot of data breaches, what we see is they never overestimate the amount of records. They always underestimate it, and this will probably climb to a higher figure.
No news is good news. Dr. Kevin Curran, Professor of Cyber Security at Ulster University, thank you very much indeed for that. 26 minutes past 1. Well, we don't want to